Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Bijay and I'm a Microsoft MVP in SharePoint. In today's video, we will discuss how we can copy column value to another column in a SharePoint list using Power Automate. Now to make it clear, let me just explain you exactly what we are going to do here. So if you'll see here, I have a project list where there are 3 items are there. You can have more items as well. And there is a value column. This is basically an integer column, and you can see there are certain values are there. So for some reason we want to delete this column, and we want to make sure the column name should be estimated value. Now the point is, maybe you can say that I'll rename this column. So if I'll rename the column, the internal name will not change. So in the later point of time, that might be a confusion for the users who will use it, especially for the developers if they want to use it. Internal name anyway, it will not be impacting the end user, but still if someone using any client object model or anything, then they have the problem, like the internal name will be completely different in this case. So for that reason, what we decided is we'll create a new column, and then we'll copy this column values to this column, and then later we can delete this column. So just we got a requirement, and we thought we'll do this by using Power Automate. There are number of ways to do that. You can use PowerShell easily. You can use any kind of object model. All these things you can do that. But in this case, what we will do is we will use Power Automate. So for that, what I will do is let me just go to we'll first open the Power Automate, and then we'll create this flow, and I will show you what are exactly the flow actions that we are going to use in this case. If you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, then subscribe to the channel. You will get a lot of high quality videos on this channel, so make sure you subscribe this. So next what I'll do is I will go to flow.microsoft.com. Basically, if you have not logged in, then it will ask you to put your credentials. So I'm using here my Office 365 credentials. You can see it here. This is my Office 365 or Microsoft 365 credential that I'm using. And in this case, you can see my flow is there. So if I'll go to my flow, you'll be able to see your all these flows are there. Then also you can see here you can create flows, but there is a create button is there. So in this case, you can see this is the easiest way. Click on the create button, and in this case we'll use a instant cloud flow, so that we can click on that, and then it should copy all the values. So automated flow means, let's say you want to create based on when item created or updated or modified, all these things. But in this case, we want to on a click, we want to basically copy all the values from one column to another column. So you can see I'll click over here. So when you click over there, it will ask your flow name. So in this case, I will say copy column values, and I'll just give flow, and then you can see the first option, manually trigger a flow. So we can basically manually trigger this flow. Even if you are using a mobile app, then you can it will come as a button. You can click on that, and then you can run this flow. So click on create. Now you can see here we have here manually trigger a flow is there by default. Now we will see what are the basically the actions that we can use here. So first thing, we will use the get items. Get items is a SharePoint flow, SharePoint action which you can use, which will get all the items from the SharePoint list. So in this case, if you will look at here, I will click on new step. I will search for get items, and you can see here the first option is coming, get items. Make sure you choose get items so that you can get all the items. There is another action also which is get item, which you can get a particular item. So I'll choose get items because we want to get all the items here. And in this case, I will just select this URL. So ideally it should populate all your values from there. You can select it. Let me just see it is coming or not. It is not there here. So you can see enter custom value, and then you can add your site name. So once you add site name, then it will populate all your list libraries. So from here I will go to this and select project. Let me just make sure, yeah, this is project list. So I select this. Now there are filter options, you can use it, but in this case we want to without any filter, we want all the column values to be copied. So that's the reason I have not done anything here. I have also a complete tutorial on how to use get items. There are more than I think 15 examples are there which different ways that you can use. I'll put the link in the video description. I think till now I have not created the video, but very soon I am going to create the video as well. But for the timing being, I'll put the link in the video description which you can check it out. And next we will do is we'll use a update item action. So if in this case I will select update item, you can see, and this should be a SharePoint action. So make sure you can see here update item. So this SharePoint action, once you select this, you can see here now it is we can update it. So we can update all our items here. Now if I will directly update like this, so let me just first populate all the values. So I will go to enter this value. So let me put the thing here. So this is the column, and then this is the project list, you can see here, and the identifier is the list item ID. Now the moment I select that, you can see here it is now coming to a apply to each block. Why apply to each block? Because the get items will return more than one items. So that is the reason it is coming like this. So that means whatever the items will be there, update item will trigger for all the items. Now in this case, if you can see here, ID will be ID, title will be title, rest things will not do this way. So in this case, what we will do is our estimated value. So you can see here, let me just show you the screen. This value, your value column should copy to estimated value. So in the estimated value column, I select this and I will select value here. So you can see I have selected value here. You can keep the value as well, the value, but let's not do that. So next what I'll do here is I'll save this flow. So you can see here now our flow is saved, and once this is saved, so you can see there are certain warnings are there, but that's not we cannot focus that now. So if you'll see here, now our flow is ready. So you can see there is a run button. So this is a trigger flow, manually trigger flow. So you can click on this run button and you can trigger this flow. Else what you can do is, if you go to the my flow, we have other options as well. You can see if I'll hover it, a run button is there. If I'll click on this, run button is there, here run button is there. So we have everywhere. So click on run, you can see here now run button is there. It is showing that it's required permission on these things. So then this is the owner, and click on the run flow. So you can see done. So our flow now run successfully. So once it is done successfully, you can just click over here so that you can see the history. So you can see here, click on this and you will be able to see the history. You can see apply to each, you can see 3, 1 of 2, 2 of 2, 3 of 3. So you can see every time it has been done it. So now we will check in our list. So if I will go to the list, you can see here now this value is here, this value is here, this value is here. We didn't put anything on the value column, so it keep the existing value whatever it has. So this is how we can copy one column value to another column, and I hope this will be helpful. And if you find this tutorial helpful, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and you will get a lot of free videos on SharePoint, SPFX, Power Platform. All these videos you will get it free. So thank you and have a nice day.